Welcome back to my channel Knowledge Chronicle.
Have you ever learned something that didn't just add information to your mind, but completely changed the way you see yourself, others, or even the world? That sudden shift, that deep mental transformation, is what we call transformative learning. In today's video, we're diving deep into transformative learning theory, what it means, how it works, and how it can completely reshape a person's thinking. This theory goes beyond memorizing facts. It's about changing your entire perspective through reflection, dialogue, and experience. Transformative learning theory was developed by Jack Mezirow, an American sociologist. According to him, real learning isn't just about adding new ideas. It's about transforming the way you interpret experiences. In short, it's not learning what to think, but learning how to think differently. Let's start with the basics. Every person views the world through a kind of mental lens called a frame of reference. This frame is built from your beliefs, values, and past experiences. For example, if you've always believed that failure means you're not good enough, then every mistake feels like proof of that. But when that frame gets challenged, when something happens that doesn't fit into your belief system, you start questioning it. Now, within that larger frame are smaller ideas called meaning schemes, your specific assumptions about how things work. Like believing math is only for intelligent people or public speaking is only for confident extroverts. When these meaning schemes are proven wrong through experience or reflection, your understanding starts to shift. The process of transformation usually begins with what Mezirow called a disorienting dilemma, an event or experience that completely shakes your existing worldview. It could be something like losing a job, moving to a new country, a conversation that challenges your beliefs, or even a personal failure that forces you to think differently. Imagine a teacher who always believed they had full control in the classroom, until one day a student calls them out for being unfair. That one event becomes a disorienting dilemma. It pushes the teacher to reflect deeply, to question their assumptions, and maybe to change the way they teach forever. This brings us to the next step: critical reflection. This is really the heart of transformative learning. It's when you start asking yourself, why do I believe this? Where did this idea come from? Is it still true for me? Instead of just accepting your old mental patterns, you begin dissecting them. You analyze your own thinking, your values, and your past decisions. But you know, reflection alone isn't enough. Discourse, or open dialogue, plays a key role too. When you discuss your reflections with others, your beliefs get tested and refined. Through honest, respectful conversations, people help you see blind spots in your thinking. And when you combine disorienting experiences, deep reflection, and meaningful dialogue, you reach what Mezirow called a perspective transformation, a fundamental change in how you see yourself and the world. It's kind of like your mental software being rewritten. You don't just act differently, you are different. To make this even clearer, let's take a few real-life examples. A mid-career professional who loses their job might initially feel broken, but during that period, they realize their identity wasn't tied to their job title. They explore new passions, retrain, and, emerge more self-aware and open-minded. That's a transformative learning experience. Or think of a student studying abroad. At first, they might experience culture shock. The way people eat, speak, or express opinions might completely oppose their norms. But as they engage with others, reflect, and adapt, they become more culturally aware and tolerant. Their worldview expands. That's transformation in action. Even in healthcare, a patient recovering from illness might start valuing health, time, and family more than ever before. Their whole understanding of life changes. Again, that's transformative learning. Now, let's talk about how educators or trainers can use this theory in practice. A teacher can design lessons that challenge assumptions instead of just feeding information. For example, by giving students real-world problems, opposing viewpoints, or reflective writing tasks that force them to think differently. Creating a safe environment for open discussion, encouraging reflection journals, and guiding students to connect theory with their own lives. These are all ways to spark transformation. But transformation isn't easy. It can be emotionally uncomfortable. That's why a teacher's role is not to push, but to guide. Everyone transforms at their own pace, and sometimes the process takes months or even years. Of course, transformative learning theory isn't without criticism. Some scholars argue that it focuses too much on individuals and ignores social or cultural factors. Others say that not every disorienting event leads to growth. Sometimes it can create confusion or resistance instead. But despite these limitations, its impact on modern education, counseling, and leadership training is undeniable. In essence, transformative learning is not about filling your mind. It's about rebuilding it. It's learning that changes who you are, not just what you know. Every time you question a belief, reflect deeply, and open yourself to new perspectives, you're engaging in transformative learning. So, the next time something challenges your worldview, don't resist it, explore it. Because that discomfort might just be the doorway to your next big transformation. Your one like, share, and subscribe will help us create more valuable content.